Hey everyone, it's me again. Of course, who else would it be? I'm here with my trusty coffee in this sick-ass travel mug that my partner's dad got for me for Christmas, which I'm very, very thankful for. In my brand new Deadbolt shirt. Oh yeah, look at that. I guess you can't really see it because my beard's in the way. There you go. Yeah, I think that's a good shot. These guys, sick fucking new hardcore band from Montreal. Some friends of mine are in it. Really, really sick band. Check them out if you get a chance to see them live. They're really good. When I say New York, New York. When I say hardcore, I mean New York hardcore. That's what I was trying to say. Yes, hardcore in the style of like modern shit. You know, like Knocked Loose and Harm's Way and that kind of thing. But I'm not here to talk about Deadbolt as much as I like them. I'm here to talk about Protest the Hero because I saw them not last weekend, but the weekend before that. Yes, I saw them at Theatre Fairmount here in Montreal, along with two local bands called Kreise and Bird Problems. Now, Protest the Hero is a band that I've seen before. I've seen them maybe 3 to 4 times because they are one of the few metal bands in Canada who decide to actually, take the effort and time to come out to Newfoundland and play shows out there. They do it so often that they even ended up writing a song about it called Mist off of their album Volition. I'm pretty sure it's on that record. So it's been a few years since I've seen them. The first time was in 2011 at the CLB Armory in St. John's, where they played with a bunch of local bands. The time after that, I believe they came and played at the Rock House in St. John's, where they did a 2-night gig. They played on Friday night, and then they played again on Saturday. And I haven't seen them since then. And since then, they've released Palimpsest, which is my favorite record that they've done, bar none. Like, really, really fucking good. Probably my favorite piece that they've written. It has a lot of my favorite songs by them on there, like Soliloquy and Reverie. Those tracks are fucking incredible, like really, really good shit, and it's such a good album that it makes me want to cry, honestly. Sometimes it moves me to tears when I watch it. So, because that is my favorite album of their entire discography, and I haven't seen them since they released it, I had to go and see them when they came here to play at Fairmount. So, I went, and I met up with a few friends of mine, and we went and saw the band. So the first group that went on was Kreise, or Kreise, which means circle in German. It's Kreise, I'm pretty sure it's how it's spelt. And they're kind of like a post-metal with like prog metal thrown in sort of deal. Like they have elements of bands like Neurosis and Isis, but they also have elements of bands like Death Heaven in there. There were some straight up like blast beat sections with black metal tremolo picking, but then that was kind of interspersed with more like post-hardcore leanings. It was just like a really mixed bag of different stuff, but I really ended up liking them a fair bit. I don't know if it's a band that I would really listen to much in my own time, but they definitely put on a good live show. They were very charismatic, especially for like a first opening act. After that, it was Bird Problems, and also a band that I'm not really familiar with. One that I probably also would not listen to in my own time, because they're more of like a gent band, like more of like standard modern progressive metal, and I feel like a lot of that stuff has really worn out its welcome, and they had some really long, drawn out, quiet segments in their music that honestly I wasn't really all that into. Definitely very intricate, very talented players. Their bassist, I was standing on stage right, and their bassist was like right in front of me. And he was clearly a very talented guy. Like the stuff that he was doing was just all over the fucking neck. I think they're all jazz players, and like their drummer too. Very, very impressive shit. But if I'm being completely honest, it just wasn't really my thing. But they put on a good show for what it was, and I ended up enjoying it just as an enjoyer of live music. And after that was the main act. It was only a 3-band bill, so it didn't take too long for Protest the Hero to finally get up on stage. They've had some lineup changes over the last few years. I don't even really know anyone who's in the band right now outside of who is it? Yeah, Rhodey, is still the vocalist, obviously, and their guitarist, Tim, still in the band. He was there. But all the other guys, I wasn't quite sure if it was like the same people from before or if they have had lineup switches there. I really didn't know any of their names. Although their bassist ended up following me on Twitter recently, which is super cool, so shout out to that guy. I think his name is Hank, but I might be getting that wrong, so don't hold me to that. Don't hold my feet to the fire for this guy's name. But yeah, they went on and they opened with The Migrant Mother, which is the first track off of Palimpsest, and they fucking nailed that song. Like, oh, it was so good. And they played a whole host of other tracks from like their entire discography. They played 1 or 2 songs from Kazaya, a couple songs from Fortress, including Blood Meat. I mean, of course they had to play Blood Meat. That's like their biggest song. Everyone knows that. It's basically a prog metal classic at this point. They also played Limb from Limb. They played a few songs from Scurrilous, including Moonlight. That might have been the only one from Scurrilous, actually. I think it was just Moonlight. Maybe another one. I don't remember, honestly. They played a couple tracks from Volition, which honestly is probably my least favorite Protest record, even though it has Mist on it, which I do love that song. The album overall is not my favorite in their discography. So they played a few tracks from that I wasn't super into, like Skies and what's the name? The one song they wrote about Star Trek and Star Wars fans. I forget the name of that one, but they also played that one. And I wanted them to play more songs from Palimpsest because it's the new record. I was hoping that their set would majority be songs from that record, but unfortunately it wasn't. They played From the Sky, which great song, fucking love that song. It's about the Hindenburg disaster. Really, really good track. And they played, what else did they play? Honestly, I forget what other songs they played. Oh, they played, I forget the name of the track now, but it's the one about the Great Molasses Flood. Yeah, they also played that one. And they fucking nailed both of them. Just every song they played from that record, good. I just wish they had played more songs from that album. But that just means like it's giving me a reason to go see them again next time they roll through Montreal. They left the stage and then they came back and they did Mist as an encore, actually, which I wasn't expecting. I kind of figured that was like going to be a song that they mostly only played further on the East Coast, like in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, obviously Newfoundland, which they haven't been to in a while now. But unfortunately, or not unfortunately, surprisingly, they played that as an encore in Montreal. And there actually ended up being, besides me being originally from Newfoundland, there was a guy from Labrador there, so a guy from Nova Scotia there, and someone from Venezuela, surprisingly, and they ended up getting some drumsticks at the end of the show, which was super cool. But yeah, overall, really, really great show. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. I was singing along the entire fucking night. They're one of those bands that, like, is kind of outside the realm of what I typically listen to in the run of a day, but Palimpsest, its lyrics are so good. Like, it just hit me right in the heart when that record came out, and it's only grown on me more and more and more since then, to the point that it's become probably one of my favorite albums of all time. And being able to see some of those songs performed live made me a little bit emotional, if I'm not I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was tearing up at some points, you know. So I really hope that Protest comes back and they roll through Montreal again sometime soon, because I want to hear more songs from that album performed live. Please, for the love of God, do Soliloquy and Reverie back to back. I would die happy if that was done. So if any of the guys from that band see this, make it happen next time you're in Montreal. And also, before I left, I ended up getting the record. Yeah, there we go. Fucking love this album. Oh, I'm not holding it the right way. There we go. Yeah, love this fucking record. So good. Worth every penny. Cost me $25, which is actually pretty cheap considering this is it's a double fucking, it's a gatefold album. So yeah, that was a really, really good show, and I'm very, very happy that I got to see them again for what I think is the 4th or maybe 5th time that I've seen them live now. and I will still absolutely go see them again. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be making another one soon to talk about my experience seeing Primitive Man, as well as Body Void, Jarhead Fertilizer, Elizabeth Color Wheel, and Mortiferum at Barl Ritz, which was literally 2 days after I saw this show. So yeah, thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.